What's good, guys? Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Let me send it to the group that we're live so we can get more people on the call. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? If you guys can hear me loud and clear, please let me know, okay? Okay, please let me know, okay? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Enough people are joining the call. That's nice. All right, let's get more people on the call so we can get started, okay? Let me share my screen. Let me bring on trading view so we can actually get started. How's the weekend going now? How are you guys enjoying the weekend? Hope you guys are enjoying the weekend and having a wonderful week rest. Hope you guys are enjoying the weekend. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Greetings from Granada. Let me get the link sent out so we can get more people on the call. Let me share my screen so we can actually start analyzing the markets right away. No time to check time. So you guys should tell me now from United States, Nigeria. Oh, nice to meet you. So before we actually get started, please, I would love you guys to just introduce yourself. Like, just tell me where you're watching this live from. Are you watching from America? If you are you watching from Europe? Are you watching from Asia? Are you watching from Africa? Okay, just tell me the country you're watching from. Okay, tell me the country you're watching from, guys. From Abia State, Abeokuta. Great weekend ahead. Looking to make this money. Wonderful. Right, let me pin my Telegram channel also. So if this is your first time, please don't forget to tap on the likes, guys. Let's get our likes to over 500. I feel we can do it today. Wonderful, wonderful, from different part of the world. Wonderful. Let's get our likes to over 500, guys. Okay, let's get our likes to over 500. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. I have a lot of people watching from the UK. That's nice. So let's tap on the screen, guys. Let's get our likes to over 500. I feel we can actually do it today. Let's get our likes to over 500. I'm about to share my screen now. Okay. So if you guys can still see my screen, So if you guys can see my screen and you can still hear me loud and clear, please drop a yes in the chat box, okay? If you can see my screen and you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a yes in the chat box. Just keep introducing yourself, guys. Just keep introducing yourself. Let me see where you're watching from. Just keep introducing yourself. Tell me where you're watching from. Which country are you watching from? So I'll know which country I'll visit next. Which country are you guys watching from? So I'll know where I have more Tonysnip3r Academy students and I'll be visiting next. Wonderful, wonderful. From Liberia. Huh. When did my YouTube channel get to all part of Africa like this? From Cyprus, from UK. I'm new here from South Africa. Wonderful. Nice to meet you from Cameroon. All love, my brother. From Canada, from Cairo, Egypt, from Somalia. Wow, I have a friend from Somalia also. Please make sure you're tapping the screen, guys. Let's get these likes to over 300. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. From Zambia, from Kuwait, from Indian. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my God. From UAE, from Rwanda, from Ghana. Great, 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 great. I'm loving this. I'm new here from Benue State. Wonderful. Timothy from Port Harcourt, from Nigeria. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. From London, from Cameroon, from UK, from Cotonou, Benin Republic. That's nice. From Ghana. Make sure you're tapping the screen, guys. Let's get these likes to over 300 ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. Today, we're going to be analyzing the market properly. We're actually going to be looking forward to opportunities that we'll be trading this week. Do you understand? We'll be looking for entries and exits, looking for possible outcome where we'll be looking to sell or looking to buy the market. Okay? So make sure you pay attention to every single information that I'll be sharing on this call, guys. Okay? Please pay attention to every single information that I'll be sharing on this call, because those information might actually make you a lot of money this week. Okay, a lot of money. When I say a lot of money, I mean a lot of crazy amount of dollars. For those of you that were part of us last week, I'm sure you saw what we did in the Telegram channel. We got over 700 pips, right? I say this is my little channel. My bro say your work. So I'm also shocked now. I'm also shocked now. That was why I said this is my little channel. And this guy said you're worldwide. Wonderful. I'm also shocked because the channel is actually not that much and we're actually pulling this amount of crowd. So what happens when the channel gets to over 30,000 members? That means we'll be going crazy. That's nice. I'm actually really happy that every single person is I'm actually really happy that every single person has actually been getting value from my Telegram channel. And that's actually something that gives me and puts a smile on my face and also make me to be happy to keep sending signals to you guys and seeing ways which I can actually help you guys to become a better trader. Okay, so continue to introduce yourself. Tell me where you're watching from. Botswana. Wonderful. Benjamin Ate, nice to meet you. We have over 20K members that year. Can you make a VIP free in August month since you have many followers? From Aba, from Kwara State, from Port Harcourt. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, make sure you tap on the screen. Let's get that likes to over 200 so I can start the call, okay? Let's get that likes to over 300 immediately so I can start the call immediately. Once we're over 200, I'll start the call. Once we're over 200, I'll start the call immediately, okay? From Nasarawa State, from Dubai. Wonderful. From Norway. Wonderful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. From Norway. Oh, yeah, I love this. I love this. All right, we have almost 300 individuals on this call. Get that likes to over 200. Let's get started immediately. From Ebonyi State, from Abuja. All right, if you're from USA, please drop a US flag. If you're from UK, drop a UK flag. If you're from Dubai, which is the UAE, drop a UAE flag. If you're from other part of the world, just drop a flag, okay? Drop a flag from where you're watching from, guys. Just drop a flag so I'll know where my viewers are. Wonderful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Crazy. This is wonderful. Wonderful. Are you guys sure you're all from this country? Are you sure you're all from this country? All right. So let's get started. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tonysnip3r's Telegram channel and also my YouTube live session. Now we're going to be having this YouTube live session every single Sunday. And if this is your first time joining this live session and you'd love to be part of our Telegram channel, please do well to tap the link that is pinned, okay? Tap the link that is pinned on this call, and we'll be looking forward to have you in our Telegram channel, okay? Wonderful. Are you guys sure you're all from this country? Are you sure you're all from this country? All right. So let's dive into the market ASAP. No time to check time. Time to make money. All right. So good evening, guys. My name is Oko Anthony Uche, also known as Tonysnip3r. I've actually been trading for the past 6 years plus, and trading has actually been wonderful. Trading has changed my life, and with trading, I was able to achieve things that I never thought would be possible. And I believe a lot of you also on this call will definitely be able to also achieve things that you don't know are actually possible. For the fact that you came across this channel, I will definitely try my best to see how I can actually be of impact to your life and also help you become a better trader. Okay. All right. So if you guys can still hear me loud and clear, please let me know so I can start analyzing the charts. Okay. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, let me know so I can start analyzing the charts right away. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let me know so I can start analyzing the charts right away. Loud and clear. Wonderful. Oh my God. Make sure you're tapping on your screen, guys. Let's get that likes to over 300. Okay. You guys will make me happy and I'll be hosting this call consistently. All right. So last week, unfortunately, the NFP was on Thursday because we had bank holiday on Friday, right? Great. That was why the NFP was on Thursday, because of the bank holiday on Thursday. Okay, because of the bank holiday on Friday, so the NFP was scheduled for what? For on Thursday. Now, in situations like that, the market would actually what? Respect NFP data for what? For that Thursday. Now, we noticed that when the data was released, like, right, if you check your NFP data, you'll notice that 144K jobs were added to the US economy, and it was greater than the forecast because the forecast was what? 111K. Now, what does that tell you? More jobs are coming into US, and therefore it is strengthening the economy. Now, there are so many ways to analyze that these jobs were actually coming into US. Remember, Donald Trump is selling the gold visa card, and a lot is currently going on in US now, and the economy is looking attractive. Do you understand? That was why what? That was why we saw this huge dump on gold. Okay. Now, this dump that happened on gold was because of the case of what? Dollar getting stronger. Now, what should you be looking forward to this week? Should you be looking to buy gold? Should you be looking to sell gold? That's why we're having what? That's why we're having this live session. Now, for me, I love to view the markets from a supply to a demand level, from a demand to a supply level. Now, you can clearly see that this level here was actually what? Was actually a magnet point. What do I mean by magnet point? Levels that pull the market towards it. Okay. Now, this level was actually what? This level was actually a magnet point. That was why what? That was why immediately the market started dumping. The market got into this level and immediately the market spiked back up. Okay. Now, why did the market spiked back up immediately from this level? The market spiked back up immediately from this level because this level was a magnet level. It was bound to pull the market to that level. And when the market gets to that level, then boom, the market will retrace back. Do you understand? Now, what would you be doing in scenarios like this? You want to look for more sales because of course, we all know the dollar is actually getting stronger and tension in the US economy is easing. What do I mean by tension is easing? Remember, Russia and Ukraine were actually about to get very, very serious. They've been fighting for the past 2, 3, 4 years. Immediately Donald Trump came in, everything started cooling down. Iran and Israel almost entered a nuclear war. Donald Trump found a way to negotiate with both parties, and everything is starting to cool down. Do you understand? So it won't be easy for the United States of America, but with all the policies and what their president is currently doing at the moment, at the end of the day, US is going to look what? US is going to look very, very attractive. Do you understand? UX is actually going to look what? Very, very attractive. And when USA look very attractive, what will happen? Investors will run there to invest. So what would you be doing in situations like this for gold? You want to be looking for more sales. Okay. Now, when it comes to market structure, there are 4 key things you need to understand: trending and exhaustion, continuation and reversal. When you understand trending and exhaustion, you understand when a market is trending, either to the upside or to the downside. Don't worry, I'll make a YouTube video concerning that. And when a market is exhausted, you know that this market is tired from buying or tired from selling. Now, what do you do in situations like that? You look for what? The opposite direction. Why? Because this market is exhausted. And when the market is exhausted, the market can no longer buy if the market has been buying, and the market has actually been what? Selling. Now, when we talk about continuation and reversal, continuation simply means this market wants to continue moving in that direction, or reversal, this market is about to change a direction. Now, in situations like this, we've noticed that what? Gold is actually selling. You want to look forward to continuation market structure or continuation market structure patterns that will make you understand that this market would continue in that direction. You don't want to gamble. You only want to react to what you're seeing. So what would you do in situations like this? What would you do in situations like this? Automatically, you're actually going to be what? You're actually going to be looking for more push to the upside. Okay? What would you do in situations like this? You want to look for more push to the upside. Now, when you look for more push to the upside, when the market gets to the upside, then what do? You look for more sales. Are you guys with me? If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, please drop a yes in the chat box so I can continue. So I'll be sure every single person here can actually what? Hear me loud and clear. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, please drop a yes in the chat box so I can actually continue. Okay? If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, drop a yes in the chat box so I can continue. Okay? So I'll be sure I'm actually not speaking to myself. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, drop a yes in the chat box so I'll be sure I'm actually not speaking to myself. Wonderful. All right. Let me continue. My network is starting to shake. What's happening to my network? All right, I think my network is back. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen back so we can continue, okay? All right, so like I said, all right, so like I said, all right, so like I said, if you're looking to take opportunities here, we already know that gold is bearish. Now, the reason why I always advocate for individuals to learn fundamental analysis is because you've been trading patterns for so long, you've been trading structures for so long. Don't you think it is time for you to understand what fuels this move to the upside or fuels this move to the downside? Now, how would you understand that? That's where fundamental analysis comes in. Now, I will give you guys a tip, okay? My online students, my physical students, they all understand fundamental analysis and they know how to incorporate it into the chart. But for the sake of this live session, I'll break down a few things for you guys to pay attention to. Now, remember, the US economy was looking unattractive because why? There was a lot going on. Donald Trump wanted to sack Powell. Donald Trump was fighting with Elon Musk. Everybody was running from the US, going to gold, running to other safe haven is currently going on now? Tension is easing on USD, meaning what? USD is currently looking what? Very, very attractive. And when USD start looking attractive, what happens next? When USD start looking attractive, what happens next? Investors run to USD. Now, we already saw the data of the NFP. CPI is slowing down. PPI is slowing down. What does that mean? Inflation is collapsing. And that is good for the economy. Now, the NFP data just came out and we saw more jobs added to the market. Okay, now the previous was 147K. You can go to your forex factory while I'm speaking and go check those data. The previous was 147K. Now the cast was 111K and the actual was 144K. Okay, the previous was 144, forecast was 111, and actual was 147K. It exceeded everybody's expectation. So USA currently is where every single investor or some come or protect the purchasing value of their currency is running to. Now, what should you be looking for on gold? You only want to be looking for sell. No matter how the market is buying, what? Look for sells. And where would you sell the market zone here, right? Then you take a sell to the downside. Why? Because if you sell at this point, the market sold when it was here, it sold when it was here also, and now this market is approaching a minor supply zone here. A minor supply zone, you can sell here. Or another scenario, you can clear this liquidity that was created here. When the market clears this liquidity, then you take a sell to the downside. Do you understand? Regardless of whatever happened, you only want to be looking for sells on gold. Okay? Regardless of what happened, you only want to be what? Looking for sells on gold. You can either start selling here at this point here. Let me make it clear. You can either start selling here with a smaller lot size, or you wait for the market to go up, clear this liquidity that was created here from this equal high, and then you start selling here. Meaning, if you want to start selling gold, where would you look for an entry? Your first entry will be here, right? Remember, this is the 4-hour time frame, and you're targeting where? The next minor demand zone. Or another scenario, you're looking to sell the market from this point after the market comes up to what? To clear this liquidity. Then you what? Then you sell the market down to this part here. Do you understand? These are two entries that you can actually take from gold this week. You're either selling the market from here or you're selling the market from here. You know, the US economy is attractive at the moment. Every single person is running to the USD. So why would you be buying gold? Why would you be buying gold? Except tomorrow being Monday now, immediately the market open, we hear that Russia attacked Ukraine, or Iran attacked Palestine, or Iran attacked Israel, or something just happened globally that shakes the world. That's when you want to run to gold. Okay? Remember, gold has already dipped into this magnet zone and the market pulled it back up. And then now this market is preparing to sell more. So you're either selling from a minor supply or you're waiting for the market to get into this zone. Then you what? Then you take a perfect sell. Do you understand? Then you take what? You take a perfect sell. Now that's that for gold. Okay? Now that's that for gold. Now, what would invalidate this setup? Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. What will invalidate this setup? The only way this setup will be invalidated. Let me take this out. Take this out. Take this out. So I'll tell you what will invalidate this setup. Remember, as snipers, we only wait for the market to come to us. We're never in a rush. Do you understand? Once the market gives us an opportunity, boom, we eat from the market. Okay. So as snipers, we're never in a rush. We always understand why we're buying. We always understand why we're selling. Okay. All right. So what do I mean by what I was talking about? I meant we could see something like this. We could see a market now push to this side here, right? We could see a market pushing to this side, right? Then the next candle that forms, boom, engulfs it to the downside. Now, I'm not saying the candle might be as big as this, okay? I'm just saying this is what will happen. Immediately the market gets here, then we take a sell. Or you can wait for this market to clear liquidity from this double equal high here. Then you take a sell from this point. Meaning you have two entries now. Now, where is your first entry? You could start selling from this point here. You could start selling from this point with a smaller lot size. Then when the market break or clear this liquidity, then you enter with a big lot size. Or immediately the market touches here, you enter with a smaller lot size, wait for the market to break here. Now, when the market comes back to this level and the market respects this level and start dumping, then you can be adding more entries along the way until the market comes to where? Until the market comes back to this zone here. This is what you want to be looking for when it comes to gold. Okay, this is what you want to be looking for when it comes to gold. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, please drop a yes in the chat box. If you guys can still hear me loud and clear, drop a yes in the chat box. Please make sure you're tapping the screen, guys. Let's get that likes to over 300. Okay, let's get that likes to over 300. Now let's move to another pair. I've given you guys what you should expect on gold, right? More sell for gold. Every push to the upside is an opportunity for more sell because you have no reason to be buying except something happens fundamentally. And for those of you that are not in my Telegram channel, check the pinned message. That's the link to my Telegram channel. If something else happens and we are not looking to sell gold anymore, I'll always update you guys in the Telegram channel. Okay, good. Now let's check another pair. Let's look at AUD USD. Now, if you look at AUD USD, what can we say from this chart? This chart is actually very, very exhausted. Okay. And when a chart is exhausted like this, what does that tell you? This chart is due for what? This chart is due for a retracement. All right. This chart is actually what? This chart is actually due for a retracement. Now, this will be the perfect level to expect the market to come back. Okay. But you can start buying the market from where? From this level also. Because why? We could see something like this. You could see the market tap here, goes back here, then before the market come back to this level. Okay, we could see something like this play out. Remember, the market moves from a demand to a supply zone, from one liquidity to the next liquidity. When the market moves to the first liquidity, takes out liquidity, goes back to the other point, takes out liquidity, then find the closer demand or supply at that level. Now, when the market approaches that supply, it sells aggressively. If the market approaches that demand, it buys aggressively. Fueled by what? What is going on fundamentally. Now, what is going on in Australia? Of course, we've been noticing the economy is actually getting better, but of course, we've seen a lot of pumps throughout the week. So, Australian economy or Australian dollar, which is AUD, is due for a retracement. So, we could see something like this, then the market will come back here, or we could just see something like this, a huge dump to this side. So, I'm also bearish on AUD. Now, remember, if you're bearish on AUD USD, automatically you're bearish on NZD USD. You don't need anybody to tell you that. AUD USD and NZD USD works hand in hand. If you're buying AUD USD, you're buying NZD. If you're selling NZD, you're selling AUD. Do you understand? Sometimes AUD can be fueled by what is going on gold, but this only happen not this doesn't happen always, except on different instances, okay, especially when there's a global war or global event. So whenever you want to mark your chart, please look for the recent high, look for the recent low, find your supply, find your demand, mark your key levels where you're looking to buy, where you're looking to sell. Then you can refine those entries by what? By going to smaller time frame. All right, you can refine those entries by what? By going to smaller time frames. Now, when you go to smaller time frame, you get a proper clarity of wanting to buy or wanting to sell. Is that clear? Good. Now, like I said, same thing with NZD. Now, let's see what's going on the DXY. Let's see what's currently going on DXY. Please, how can I join your mentorship? Don't worry, our mentorship currently for our online channel is currently closed at the moment. Reason is because we already have a student that are enrolled. So don't worry, maybe if one opens soon, you will be alerted. If you want to join my free Telegram channel, tap the link that I pinned here. If you love the way I teach, you love the way I trade, and you would love to learn more from me, just join my Telegram channel. I share free signal every single day, market insights, fundamental analysis, so you're not blinded. Now, one thing about me is that I always want my traders to know why they are buying, know why they are selling, understand what is fueling that buy and that sell, so that you have confidence to what? To want to risk or you have confidence to want to go into that trade and not enter a trade, and every time you're looking at your phone, your tummy is turning you, you're buying, you're selling, you're having anxiety. Do you understand? I want my traders to be different. I want my traders to be smart. Okay, great. Please make sure you're tapping the screen. That likes is almost at 300. Now let's talk about the dollar index. Now, I was actually explaining this to my students, and I told them that dollar has actually been crashing for a while. Like, we've actually seen a lot of crash from the dollar. And if dollar continues to dump, which is the XY, if dollar continues to dump, from nowhere, you'll just see a fundamental news that would come out and gold will start buying. Either Donald Trump now did something, or Russia have attacked Ukraine again, or Israel have attacked Iran. From nowhere, you'll just see a fundamental news. Because if dollar just starts dumping, it's not enough for you to start buying gold. Why? Because the NFP data says otherwise. USA economy is looking more attractive to bring in more investors. So investors have no reason to be scared and converting their money to gold. So you need a fundamental news to fuel or act as a catalyst. Do I make myself clear, guys? Good. Is there any question so far? I've analyzed gold, AUD USD, NZD USD, and now I'm currently analyzing DXY. Is there any question so far? Please stop me if there's any question so far. So I'll be sure I'm actually not moving too fast and every single person is understanding before I continue. Remember, this week I want us to make crazy money. My birthday is actually this month, July 25th. So I'm supposed to give you guys back-to-back signals so everybody will be happy and everybody will have money. Okay? Wonderful. No, don't worry. I'll talk about USD JPY. I'll talk about USD JPY. I'll talk about USD JPY. All right. So everybody's happy, right? Your teaching is so smooth. So wonderful. I'm happy everybody's understanding. Wonderful. GBP JPY. No, don't worry. All of them will talk about all those pairs. Don't worry. Those fundamental news affect indexes. Definitely. Indexes are just tools that you use to check what's going on in a country's economy. You understand? Boss is my birthday mate. Ah, nice to meet you, Bright. What about gold? I've analyzed gold already. What's the least time frame you recommend for finding entry? Now, after you're done doing your analysis on your 4-hour time frame, right? After you're done doing your analysis on your 4-hour time frame, what do you do next? You refine your entry. How do you refine your entry? You go to your 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes to find an entry. Now, why are you going to those time frames? You're going to those time frames because you're looking for a smaller SL and you want to get a sniper entry. Remember, you don't go to those time frames to analyze. You only go to those time frames to find entry. Now, if you're looking for entries on higher time frame, you're actually going to what? You're actually going to be right 90% of time than someone that is taking entries from smaller time frame. No matter how much that person is making, maybe because the person is scalping, you're still going to make more money long term than that person. You would notice it to get to a point where that person will start taking losses upon losses that he cannot control. While you that is always using the higher time frame, it will get to a point where you will be in a season where you can't stop winning. You're just hitting profit back to back to back. Okay? Good. You can get your news update from so many places, from CNBC, from Twitter, any of these places. Forex Factory just gives you data of those news events. Okay? All right, so let's go back to the chart. All right, so talking about the XY, remember, if the dollar continues to get weak, what will happen? We'll need a fundamental news to act as a catalyst so the market will dump. Okay, we'll need a fundamental news to what? To act as a catalyst so the market will what? The market will dump. Now, if the market start dumping, what happens? More pump for gold. But if the market continues to push to the upside or regain a bit strength, what happens? More dump for gold. Now, I've already analyzed what you should be expecting on gold. For the sake of those that just joined recently, we're looking for more sales on gold. Now, we are not selling here, okay? We are not selling here until the market gets to this zone. Then we'll take a sell. Now, the sell that we are taking here, we're only selling it because this market is in a continuation trend, okay? This market is in what? A continuation trend. According to market structure, you need to understand 4 key things: continuation, reversal, trending, and exhaustion. They would help you have more clarity when you're buying or selling. Now, when we are selling from this point here, we're going to be what? We're going to be using a smaller lot size. Now, why are we using a smaller lot size to sell at this point? Because there's a liquidity here and there's a supply zone here, meaning the market can still shoot up, tap into the supply, clear all these people that were selling here, then before the main major sell will actually what? Will actually happen. So if you're selling at this point, please go in with a smaller lot size. If you're thinking of going with a big lot size or you want to sell gold aggressively, wait for the market to come here, then you can sell confidently. Okay. Remember, the only way this trade will be invalidated is if gold actually what pumps above here, comes back to test here, then automatically the market will start buying, no more sell. You need to learn how to read the market. Stop focusing on structure. Stop focusing on patterns. Understand what is fueling each movement. After a liquidity is being taken out, is that market close to a supply zone? Is that market close to a demand zone? Then you buy or you sell. Very easy, very straightforward. Okay. Now, opulence. How can I understand what's fueling the market before entering, please? I'm confused. That's where fundamental analysis comes in. Now, all my students wouldn't ask this question, both physical and online. Why? Because they understand and they also know where to get news events from. Okay, so don't worry. So let's move. Where should we be heading to? Let's talk about. I think I've talked about the XY. I've told you guys what you should be expecting. Now let's talk about US oil. Now, US oil has actually been very, very crazy recently, although they just had a meeting with OPEC. Okay, they just had a meeting with OPEC, and I expect more dump on US oil. Now, why am I very bearish on US oil? I'm bearish on US oil because there's no reason buying oil. Do you understand? I'm bearish on US oil because what? There is no reason buying oil. Now, OPEC recently increased their supply by I think 411k barrel or 200 and something k or so. Now, when more supply is added into the market and the demand is not equal to the supply or greater than the supply, the price will lose its value. Why? Because those sellers and those buying the oil will be forced to sell their old oil, or they'll be forced to sell their oil at cheaper price because they have enough and the demand is not as much as they expect. But when the demand is higher than the supply, that is when you see prices of oil going up aggressively. Now, in situations like this war that just happened, Israel and Iran, everybody was thinking Iran will close what? The Strait of Hormuz. Now, that Strait of Hormuz, it's a passage that is being controlled by Iran. 20 to 30% of the world global oil supply passes through that route from from UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman. They all pass through that route. So if Iran gets angry and close that route, they've cut 20 to 30% of the world oil supply. And you guys know what to do to every single economy. That was why oil pumped aggressively. Now everything is cooling down. Of course, the tension is cooling down. Nobody is scared again. Everybody feel like maybe the war has ended, there will be no reason to fight again, so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, what happens? People are now starting to sell the oil that they were holding. Guys, let's get these likes to over 500. We're having 280 likes here, and we have over 462 individuals. Please tap on the like button and get it to over 500. Why? You would give me confidence to continue hosting live sessions like this. And every Sunday, I'll be coming live here to break down the market for you guys so that you don't go into the market blindly. You know why you're going into the market to buy, you know why you're going into the market to sell, and you're not in a rush. Okay, so make sure you tap on that screen, guys. Let's get that likes to over 500. Now back to the chart. Now I still believe US oil will sell, and of course liquidity has been taken here. The market has actually cleared the liquidity here, this point here, right? The liquidity has been cleared. Now what happens next? A huge dump here, a huge dump. That's what happens next on US oil. A huge dump to the downside. Okay, so you should only be looking for sells on US oil. I'm begging you. Every buy you see should be an opportunity for you to add more sales, so long as there's no ongoing catalyst to fuel US oil. Okay. Hi Tony, I'm Anna from Kenya. Love your work. You explain so well for anyone to understand. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Now, the reason why I always incorporate fundamental analysis in every single explanation I'm giving is because, like I said, I don't want you to trade the market based on patterns. I don't want you to trade the market because you feel or you expect. You see these two words, you feel or you expect. I don't want you to have that kind of mindset. You should know why you're buying, know why you're selling. Now, when you know why you're buying and you know why you're selling, if you take 10 trades, you could actually win 8 and lose only 2, or win 7 and lose only 3. Why? Because you have a reason for buying, you have a reason for selling. You're not just testing the market. Let me give you an example. Now, imagine. All right, can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Sorry, my network went off. Sure. All right, can you guys still hear me now? If you guys can hear me, let me continue, okay? Let's wait for the rest people to join the call back. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let's wait for the rest people to join the call back so I can continue, okay? Let's get more people back on the call so I can continue, okay? More people are joining back. Don't mind Africa. Africa, they want to kill us with network issue. Even the Starlink still freezes sometimes. So it's normal. We're already used to it. All right, we can hear you loud and clear. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you can see my screen, right? You guys can see my screen. All right, all right, all right. All right, let's get that likes to 400. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let's get that likes to over 400, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. No time to check time. Let's get that likes to over 400 if you guys can hear me loud and clear. All right. All right. All right. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Let me continue. So, like I said, the only thing you want to be doing on US oil is to be looking for sales because currently the supply is outweighing the demand. And when supply is outweighing the demand, you have no reason to be looking for a buy. Simple, no, simple supply and demand that was being taught in economics. Okay, so please have that at the back of your mind, and that's all we need to know for that now. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Go on. Okay, cool. All right, now let's move to the next pair, which is USD JPY, a very sweet and wonderful pair. Now, if you look at USD JPY, USD JPY will actually be adding more buy to the upside. Why? Because, like I said, the US economy is currently easing. Okay, the US economy is actually working a bit. Okay, so we can actually continue to push. My guys, please smash the like button. Let's encourage Mr. Tonysnip3r for the job. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate. Network that went off actually wakes me, but no problem. Let's keep up. Let's continue. All right. So for the sake of those of you that actually just joining, we talked about gold and where we'll be looking to sell gold from, which is this point, or we wait for the market to clear the liquidity, then we'll take a huge sell to the downside. That is for gold. Then we also talked about what AUD USD will be looking for more dump at least to this level here. More dump to this level. AUD USD will be selling down to where? Down to this level here. Same thing with NZD USD. Of course, when you're buying NZD USD, you're buying AU. And if you're selling AU, you're actually what? You're actually selling NU. So we could see a push here, then NU will come back to this level. Very, very simple and straightforward. So we're actually still bearish on gold, but we're not selling gold immediately the market opens. We're waiting for the market to push a bit to this level here, then we can actually sell gold confidently, okay? Same thing for AU, same thing for NU. Now we talked about dollar also. Now the dollar index, we actually talked about the dollar index. Notice that the dollar index has actually been very weak, and if we don't see a push at least to the upside, right? A push to the upside, the dollar will continue to be what? Very, very weak. And that's actually bad for the US economy. Meaning we'll need a fundamental news that would fuel or act as a catalyst. Okay? That would fuel or act as a catalyst. All right? Good. So you guys are enjoying my classes so far, okay? All right. So for the sake of this call, please drop your flag. Let me know which country you guys are chatting from, okay? Please drop your flag, guys. Drop your flag. Let me know which country you guys are chatting from. Drop your flag, guys. Drop your flag so I will know which country you guys are chatting from. Drop your flag so I would know which country you guys are chatting from. Wonderful, wonderful. I can see Portugal flag. I can see Uganda's flag. I can see so many countries. What happened when Trump set tariff for particular country? Last Friday, it says 70% for Europe. When Donald Trump sets a tariff for a particular country, he weakens that country's currency. So pairs like Euro USD would actually sell. Now, why are they selling? Because of that tariff. You understand? I have a video like that on my YouTube channel where I talked about tariff and taxes. You can go and watch it on my YouTube channel, okay? I just explained it, Sani Umar. So let's continue. All right, so let's talk about USD JPY. Now, if you look at USD JPY, you can actually see that this market is currently where? This market just tapped into a demand zone. Now, what should you be expecting for USD JPY? More push to the upside. Okay, at least to this level here. More push to this level. But you can actually wait for this market to drop a bit into this level, then you buy. Okay, meaning if you want to buy, you should be looking to take a buy around this point here. Okay, should be looking to take a buy around this point here. This is actually a very good level to take a buy. Okay, very, very good level. You can either start buying here or wait for the market to come here, then you take a buy to the upside on USD JPY. Okay, that's on USD JPY. Okay, that's on USD JPY. Okay, hope you guys can hear me loud and clear and everybody can actually understand what I've been saying so far on gold, AUD USD, NZD USD, DXY. I just talked about USD JPY now. And please, do you have a video on how to map out valid demand and supply zone? Yeah, all my students know how to map out valid demand and valid supply zone. So if you'd love to learn from me, do well to visit the Tony Sniper Physical Academy in Abuja, or you can actually join our online mentorship. But our online mentorship is currently closed. So when it opens, I will update everybody in the Telegram channel. Okay. If you want to join my Telegram channel, I pinned a message at the group. I pinned the message in the chat box. Just tap it and you'll be redirected into my Telegram channel. Okay. Thank you so much. So this week we're looking for more push for the dollar and more dump for other pairs. Okay. So more buy on USD JPY and so on and so forth. But you say you expect the XY to fall. I did not say I expect the XY to fall. I said if the XY continue to sell, if the XY, which is the dollar index, continues to sell, it is bad for US economy. Reason is because if it continues to sell now, what would happen? Gold will buy. Other currencies will actually buy because the fundamental news will come out to act as a catalyst. Do you understand? But if the XY finally creates like a push to the upside, then definitely we're going to be what? We're going to be looking for to dump pairs that are against the dollar. Is that clear? Good. So I've talked about gold, AUD USD, NZD USD, DXY, US oil, USD JPY. Now let's talk about GBP AUD. Then I'll talk about BTC USD. Okay. Let's talk about GBP AUD. Then I'll talk about what? Then I'll talk about GBP AUD. Very, very important. Okay. All right. Let's talk about GBP AUD. Let's talk about GBP AUD. Okay. Now, if you look at GBP AUD, right? If you can actually look at GBP AUD at the moment, you'll notice that what this market has actually been what, although we caught, for those of you that were in my Telegram channel, you can actually testify that all this sell that happened from here down to this point here, we caught the sell. You can go to my Telegram channel, scroll up and verify. I caught the sell from this top here and we sold the market down to this level. Now, this market is retracing, meaning this market is preparing to gear up for more aggressive sells to the downside. Now, reason is because pounds is currently losing strength at the moment. When the PMI data came out for last week, the data was very, very bad for pounds, which is actually England, which is UK, or whatever you want to call them, okay? GBP to be precise. So at the moment, Australian dollar is stronger than it, so more dump will be expected, at least when the market comes into this zone here. When the market comes into this zone, it will be good to take more sell to the downside. Okay, please take notes. That's that for GBP AUD. Okay, I would have said we should look for buy since Australian dollar want to sell, but we all know that the currency at the moment, UK's economy is actually not favorable at the moment. So from everything I've explained so far, if you're having a question, please let me know before I will explain BTC USD. If you have a question or you're not clear from explanation that I've done, or you want to ask something fundamentally, feel free to ask before I would continue. Okay. If you're having a question, please ask me now before I would continue. Okay. If you're having a question, please ask me why. Please ask me so I can continue. If you're having a question, please ask me so I can continue. Okay. If you're having a question, please ask me so I can actually what? I can actually continue. No time to check time. This week I want to make crazy money. I don't know about you guys. How many of you are making money with me this week? Drop the dollar sign in the chat box. If you're making money with me this week, drop the dollar sign in the chat box. If you're making crazy money with me this week, drop the dollar sign in the chat box, guys. If you're making crazy money with me this week, drop the dollar sign in the chat box, guys. Let's go crazy, man. Let's go crazy, guys. Let's make crazy money this week. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Please, which would you recommend for fundamental analysis? Please, US oil. Did you say to sell or buy? More sell for US oil. Now, the reason why I say the market will continue to sell for US oil, the reason why I say the market will continue to sell on US oil is actually because of the supply that was added to the market. Do you understand? There was a supply hike that was added to the market. Okay. So that's why I expect more sales. That's why I expect more sales for US oil. Okay. Very, very important. Please don't joke with that. Okay. If you have any question, feel free to ask, guys. Feel free to ask me, and I'll actually definitely respond to you guys. Okay. If you have any question, feel free to ask me, and I'll definitely respond to you guys right away. Before we continue, I've analyzed every single pair that we want to be trading next week, and we actually want to look out for next week, from the dollar index to gold, from gold to AUD USD, NZD USD, and now I want to talk about BTC USD, which is the last. But before I move to BTC USD, please, if you have a question, ask me. Don't worry, an online class will be coming up later soon. Currently, we already have an online student that is learning. Okay, so the only slot open now is for our, what's the name? Only for our physical students. I don't know if TY is on this call. For those of you that would still love to join our online class, it has already started. But if you still want to join, or you don't care how long we've gone, you can still DM TY. I don't know if TY is on this call, so he can drop his number in the chat box. Yeah. So is there any question so far before I move to BTC USD? Is there any question so far before I move to BTC USD? Is there any question so far before I move to BTC USD? If there's any question so far, please let me know before I move to BTC USD. Okay. I'm coming. Let me send TY's number to the chat so that any of you that want to join our online mentorship, although like I said, the mentorship have already started and it has gone far. So if you want to join, you can DM him. But if you can't, just wait for the new one. When the new one starts later on, you can actually join us. So I'll send his number now. It's a WhatsApp number. You can actually DM him right away. Okay. Let me send the WhatsApp number. I'll pin it to the chat box. Okay. I'll pin it to the chat box so you can actually join right away. So I'll pin it right away. Then let me pin this one to Telegram channel. And if you want to join our Telegram channel, please tap the link on the pinned box. Okay. All right, so I've uploaded TY's WhatsApp. Check the pinned message now, you would see it. If you want to join, if you want to join our online mentorship that has actually started, you can contact TY. But I would advise you to wait for a new one. But if you still can't wait or your body is hot and you want to join immediately, feel free to join, guys. Just contact TY, DM him, and you can get more info about the classes. Okay, that's TY's number, and that's a link to my free Telegram channel. Okay, just say you want to join Tony Sniper. Just say you want to join Tony Sniper's mentorship, online mentorship. He will explain everything for you. Okay, paid signal. The link is in the group. Okay, link is in the group. Now, Shadrach. All right, let answer questions, guys, so I can actually explain BTC USD. Then we can call it a night. For those of you that joined late, you can watch the live session after we finish and still learn from it. Okay. Let me see. How can I even answer question when you guys are sending billions of messages? How many pairs do you maintain for trading, and how many do you advise to keep? For my online students, we only trade two pairs: USD JPY and gold. But me personally, I only focus on some week. I focus on just gold. Some week I focus on just USD JPY. Some week I just focus on NZD or AUD. Now I only go where the money is. Okay, I only go where the money is. When I go to where the money is, that is when I'll actually look for opportunities there. Yes, I trade deriv, drive synthetic. We've done $300 to $10,000 in my Telegram channel multiple times. Immediately you join my channel, you can scroll up, you'll see them. Evidence is plenty there, even on my Twitter. You guys can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, same username, Tony Sniper. Okay, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, same username, Tony Sniper. I always drop update on my Instagram story, and I always drop tweets that would help your trading on Twitter also. Same username, Tony Sniper. Now, Shadrach, since Forex Factory is just used to check news outcome, please, what site do you recommend for checking proper fundamental analysis? You can go on Twitter, you can watch news on your TV, CNBC. Those information are reserved for my students, but for the sake of this YouTube session, you can still go on Twitter. You will see so many pages that share news events. Now, let me give you guys one. You can follow Donald Trump also, because he always drop news or information that would affect the US economy. That's what we call micro analysis. Okay. Now we have two tab, macro and micro analysis. Okay. So whenever Donald Trump is speaking, we call that micro analysis. And the main fundamental analysis that affects the economy of that country is called what? Macro analysis. So for the sake of those of you that just joined this call now, please watch this live session from the beginning so you would understand every single information that was shared here. Let's explain BTC USD, then we call it a night. Okay. Now let's move to BTC USD. Now you can clearly see BTC USD at the moment. This is the weekly chart, right? This is the weekly chart, and BTC USD just cleared liquidity here. So I would love to see one more push to the upside, then a huge dump. Okay, one more push to the upside, then a huge dump. Now, why would the market dump? Of course, every single market at the moment, S&P 500, Nasdaq, US 30, they are all at all-time high. And I feel the market is due for a retracement, or something fundamentally would happen that would cause that dump. But you don't need to start selling automatically now. Wait for BTC to push a bit higher. Now, when the market push a bit higher, we want to pay attention to the market structure candles that will be formed. Those candles will give us confirmation of if we should take more sell or if we should continue buying the market, depending on what the fundamental news event that is attached to that market. Please pay attention so you don't get lost. Okay, pay attention so you don't get lost. Now, one more thing I want you guys to remember is that we don't chase price, we let price come to us. That's the sniper code. Anybody that asks you, are you part of Tony Sniper's group? You say yes. What's your sniper's code? We don't chase price, we let price come to us. That's the sniper code. I remain Oko Anthony Uche, also known as Tony Sniper. Let's make money this week. If you're not in my Telegram channel, tap the link and join. And I'm looking forward to giving you guys multiple signals this week to grow your account. Go get a prop firm account, go fund your account, Don't waste my signals on demo trading, okay? See you guys tomorrow, or talk to you guys tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your night. Peace.